Cauliflower is a versatile vegetable. Its ability to take on different forms, be it mashed potatoes, rice, pasta, or even flour to make pizza crust, makes cauliflower a staple for anyone watching their carb intake. And from a nutrition perspective, it makes sense. 1 cup of raw cauliflower is packed with vitamins, nutrients, and fiber, all for just 30 calories, and 5 grams of carbohydrates, 2 grams of fiber, meaning 1 cup of raw cauliflower only contains 3 grams of net carbohydrates. Cauliflower is relatively blunt on its own, but when combined with the right ingredients, cauliflower can be transformed into delicious, nutritious, low carb meal substitutes for rice, pasta, potatoes, and even wheat flour. So, if you're looking to adopt a low carb lifestyle, making cauliflower a staple in your diet will go a long way to helping you achieve your goal. Let's get started. For the ingredients, we'll need cauliflower, and that's it. Begin by separating the leaves from the stalk. I do not throw the leaves away. I usually chop them up, bag it and store it, or use it right away for a meal. I use it like I would use any green leafy vegetable because it's also very nutrient dense and delicious. I'll be sharing a number of recipes where I use both cauliflower and its leaves. Cauliflower leaves are a good source of both fiber and vitamin C. It also contains fair amounts of vitamin A, folate, calcium, and potassium, as well as selenium, which works with vitamin C to boost the immune system. Cauliflower leaves are best suited for both raw and cooked applications, such as steaming, braising, sauteing, or stir frying. They can be added to soups, stews, and salads, or brushed with extra virgin olive oil and roasted as a vegetable dish. Cauliflower leaves can also be roasted in the oven until crispy to create a chip-like snack. Substitute cauliflower leaves for cabbage or other dark leafy greens such as kale or collard greens in recipes. In my journey, anytime I did not have access to kale or collard greens, I would use cauliflower leaves. I usually prefer this because using kale and collard greens in my stews turned out slightly bitter to taste, but cauliflower leaves acted just like cabbage, which made it very easy to incorporate in my stews. Sauces and soups. Gently cut off the cauliflower of the stalk, like I'm doing, if you intend on storing it chunky to be used as a pasta substitute. But if you're just ricing it, you can easily break them off and throw it all in a blender. Cauliflower leaves pair very well with dill, tomatoes, onions, garlic, soy sauce, sesame seeds, pork, chicken, beef, and mushrooms. Cauliflower leaves will keep up to 5 days when stored unwashed in a Ziploc bag or a plastic bag. I've come to realize that anytime I wash my cauliflower leaves and store them, it gives off this rather pungent smell. So, if you plan or intend on storing it for a few days and not using it right away, just cut it off the stalk of the cauliflower, put it in a Ziploc bag, and simply put it in the refrigerator. It stores up to 5 days without giving off any pungent smell. When you're ready to use it, simply take it out, wash it, and chop it all up. Many a time, I usually chop it up and use it within the next day or two. So the odor it gives is not as bad as when it is stored over a longer period. I have also washed it and stored it in a Ziploc bag and put it in the freezer to be used for soups later. How you store it depends on what you want to use it for. So when I want to use it as a salad or include it just in my meal as a saute or stir fry, I put it in the fridge. But when I want to include it in my stews and my soups, and I have more than I need, I put it in the freezer so I can use it for my stews and my soups later, especially when I know I would not have one that is fresh for the next time. It is also simply just convenient. To make cauliflower pasta, simply break up the cauliflower into big chunks. The size is dependent on preference. Once they are chunky, you can stir fry and saute them with whatever seasoning that is preferred to make a very delicious pasta meal. You can also put them in a Ziploc bag, refrigerate or freeze them for easy storage to be used later. But since today we are going to look at how to easily rice cauliflower, after breaking it up in chunks, I would be putting it in a blender and blending. Ensure that your blender is not too powerful, otherwise, your cauliflower may turn out too powdery. I'm using a Ninja, so I usually just pulse it so it does not get too smooth. If even your blender is that powerful, make sure to use the lowest setting. Let's see the quantity of riced cauliflower we get out of 2 cauliflower heads. Some people may prefer to buy the already riced cauliflower, but what I have noticed is many a time when using it for riced recipes, they tend to get more soggy than the riced cauliflower made at home. Aside that, comparatively, buying the whole cauliflower and making your own riced cauliflower at home is more affordable than buying the riced cauliflower because you get more for your money and it's fairly easy to make. So if you do have the time, I would highly recommend you make your own riced cauliflower at home. Simply pour out the riced cauliflower and repeat. Sometimes after pulsing, you will notice that there are still large lumps of cauliflower in the riced cauliflower. Simply pick it up and put it back in the blender with a new batch and blend. As many lumps as you find, just put it back in the blender and blend it until you get the riced consistency. So for 2 medium-sized cauliflower heads, this is the quantity of riced cauliflower that you're going to get. The good part is you not only get the riced cauliflower, you get the leaves, which are very nutrient dense and fiber rich that you could use in other recipes. Once done, simply get a Ziploc bag or any storage plastic bag, pour it all out in there zip it up, and store for the next use. We would be using cauliflower rice in some of our recipes coming up. So I do hope this information was helpful, and I do hope that learning to make cauliflower rice this way does help in our journey ahead. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, comment, let me know if you used to throw cauliflower leaves away in the past. Share to anybody who may need it. And if you haven't already subscribed yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I hope you learned something. If you have not checked out how I make my very delicious mashed cauliflower recipe, do well to check it out right up here. Until next time, remember to be beautiful, be bold, be true to yourself and to others. Stay healthy and always be you.